irreversible error.
All right. Good luck.
Plan the United States Report show United States more when it comes to we can clarify advantage one discrimination violence increasing now and 6 of the former that's result of domestic violence numbers of women who've been brought by the Department of Defense soldiers. In Vietnam War, every day 1 of 30,000 women report rape in the courts and actual prevention violence women as a catalyst for societal oppression. Cold War in 2 cases from detention significant male violence symptom of cause women's depression, gender equality, permanently functional difference, distribution of violence to women. Express and actualize that power. These actions in fact permit they confirm and extend that power. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Morrison is a chilling effect for future cases to degrade women. Sailor in 2 distinctions defy human rights pro-women violence concerns outside the law, the core reinforced Washington, Morrison, Chester, and legislation and protect women be engaged because the law done properly in all family law and federal is the only way to allow liberatory choice from Frosty of 93 civil rights action are necessary to overcome ineffective state local laws, inadequacies of state laws coupled with the weak enforcement just by the need for violence power. The global federal remedies have proven necessary and effective pass with local jurisdiction are unwillingly unable to protect the rights of their citizens. Federal courts are often more effective for victims wish to preserve claims for civil rights violations, and the court is complicit in sex discrimination must act on the arbitrary public-private dichotomy. McKinnon and 2 keep Morrison consistently respect the creation center for the line between what is private and what is publicly trust. The line by abandoned women where violence against exists Morrison defense preference play a location where violence is unavailable, ignoring the instruction of women's freedom and divided court failed to recognize the extent of public complicity for women violence to women and by permitting a country entrenching a public standard of impunity for it and giving proper evaluation of women's impact on interstate commerce is necessary to end structural discrimination against women. The Supreme Court is key. Johnson 3. Supreme Court is the highest court of the nation needs to take steps to prevent discrimination from the enforcement of the existing discrimination. First step is to uncover system and privilege by recognizing that the harms of the nation needs judicial clear percentage global swim unconstitutional death statute more presence would be Morris would be upheld or must aim for a proper evaluation women's work recognition of reality of economic impact of violence to women through illegal suspicious active violence and wars roles and harms discrimination while entities to exist. The court needs to follow suit, and the Supreme Court is critical. It shapes cultural values, public morality, teaches judges Magwat of 98 Supreme Court's exposition constitutional plays an important role in the political system. The court can play opinions so much to public understanding the values of the principles contained in the Constitution. The governmental officials, including state officials and members of the federal branch, take to view the court as primary authority of values to the decision depending on the court not merely decide cases, do not merely establish rules for other courts to apply the announced values to shape public understanding of the constitutional common constitutional culture which forms the core says of the community. The court has a responsibility to articulate these values with clarity and vigor and balance to makes one more vulnerable to other forms of discrimination. Only the plain can solve. Go fuck 2K. Violence against women is an instrument of social control, federal civil rights remedies, and a way to recognize and just reflects by violence against women, civil rights protection, that's your precondition for the right to all civil rights protection guaranteed to women equal opportunities, employment, education, family, larger, and the family and the nation at large. A little more than empty promise, women must recognize the bodily integrity and their lives, opportunity, opportunities, effective remedy must reinforce women's sense of equal system function. Only federal civil rights law can fully perform, and violence is intertwined from AI in 90 because of gender victims, abuse, and fair discrimination, would constitute human rights violation, paves the way for worse trials, conflicts, of genocide, rights, killing people, clothing, who they are, whole groups of people are hurt the other by virtue of their identity, and doing nothing doesn't solve in the context of gender. Keenan of 90 effective response to the state of efforts to found out through the formulation of political theories in the United States to embrace the difficulties of democratic political action over the strategy to counter the left of the U.S. and further reinforce the attitudes underpinning the presence of the president effective of left-level discourse things as part of locating the months of globalization and inequalities in relation to power at the level of personal relations and discussion of that engagement with political issues takes on the burdensome inequality with much private political enjoyment of empowerment, painful and messy equality of much of these encounters can act as powerful ambition that against even engaging political issues to begin with. Advantage 2 is the environment of the Roberts will severely restrict environmental legislation based on commerce culture grounds. NET and 6 Roberts to argue against the essay for informal providing some church and local courts trying to further their commerce clause arguing that the civility of the government's practices to endanger species do not cause state for change the interpretation of the ESA. In one city, species of extinction has happened to for its own reasons of society in California, but deserving of federal protection. And Morrison said the economic non-economic standard from stop. In 5, the Supreme Court has attempted to provide technical limitations on commercial authority, and Morrison the court replaced previously directed a mechanical distinction with economic distinction, and the ESA prevents extinction of keystone species from Strickler in 4. It's time to hit your knees and put in no regrets to say the ESA upon which all effort depends should be eligible for the opportunities lost food. Sources of protect benefits to develop the maker of the classifications habitat loss to think benefits playing in food housing. But countless kids for the support of plants and animals and plant life and also support the joke out the national environment movement since they want to like the destruction for the run for the destruction of the athlete. And these are keystone species UCS and 6 developed diversity provides food fiber benefits and clean water and many other products and services like either 1/3 of the species in the US or at least participating in the ESA's beginning hopes to sustain survival with numerous species that were on the great station in addition 100 species went the protected from extinction listing is contributed to population increase stabilization population to class more 30% of the species as well as the recovery of signature species extend the impact of extinction 96 out of 94 the ecosystem more stable less diverse systems and more complex ecosystems more successfully resistant stress like a net and which each is connected by some strength like a fabric such a fabric resistant collapse better than a simple unbread circle towards each extinction without the children this is class of human extinction to extinction increase risk test by like a beginning being one by one the rivers when they're coming by human kind of maybe edging closer to the abyss. This is modeled globally. Tobin in that the US is modeled much the world such as the case of production of each species what happens to US affects affects the success efforts of regulate international trade in indigenous species, most species, including the ancient ones, are looking at the tropical sea events in the U.S. often determine the fate of species worldwide. U.S. and environmental policy, their implementation serves as a standard which other nations judge themselves for evaluation of public policy protection Native American species to concern, as indicated likely the human constitution will be halted to reduce numbers significantly not only in the United States but elsewhere, as well, and doing nothing in the context of the environment doesn't solve from Darby. That is contemporary preoccupations for the allowed to displace the concern with material conditions of global life for world situated the social and material no discourse for real economic to dispose the economic preeminence of the West of the future potency of the global process tension has drawn a difficult to strike balance between the reconceptualization and expansive conception of agency and the limits of maneuverability by imposing material circumstances. There is no real reason to social optimism associated with politics of knowledge and representation equally appropriate in the domain of international and rethinking and in the context of the environment doesn't solve from Lewis. In 92, the notion of continued intellectual head-training with what will eventually council master version of economic monotheism is difficult to access in terms of theoretical kind of free politics to believe that our social political and economic problems are substantially caused by our intellectual relationship with the world. And such ideas could change all would be well beliefs thus conducive to designing a concrete strategy for effective social and economic change, changing at the flow of the insufficient and widespread ideological conversion will hardly be adequate for the social transformation specific policies must still be formulated in specific political plans must be advised those policies to ever realize extremes and out compromises necessary for the active political action quest period within all and only undercut the prospects for change. Advantage 3 is happiness for our first internally child support recovery active plan would overrule the United States speaking, which is based on the Wars and Commerce Clause precedent. This implements the interstate portion of the Child Support Recovery Act. Savinsky in 3 United States was the first court decision to analyze the Constitution of the CSRA after Morrison. The King Court stated the Supreme Court's holding Morrison clarified the Congress may regulate that obstructs interstate commerce while substantial affecting this decision holding the CSRA unconstitutional is sad. That's what the decision will overturn by the courts will be accountable for a number of change opinions in the future and the Child Support Recovery Act eliminates poverty, to educating the skilled labor force and buy and not just payment to provide critical advantage to children. Sick taxpayers this program provides help provide a future for millions of children. 60% of all children living apart from parents receive child support payments, and 84% of low-income children depend on payments secured by the program. Funding has got children across the country lose more than $24 billion. The federal child support program helps to ensure a strong child life for millions of children across the country. Children who receive child support do better in school. Child support helps more than millions of Americans out of poverty, makes more likely for other families to keep jobs. The children to the full support of their parents, and the CSRA is critical to receiving child support. Only the federal action can solve Sailor. And 2. CSRA is really uniquely situated to handle interstate cases. Federal intervention will be available where it's needed. The situation with the child support workloads over other resources. Once called non custodial move to a different state, local enforcement agencies cannot keep track of pay that. And officially, the federal government can assume the responsibility of the interstate cases and enforce child support obligation. In fact, the CSRA provides funds to help states and establish agencies that enforce child support obligation. CSRA assists states like sending much of the federal and state governments getting tough down payment to hurt the entire nation economically when matters federalized messages to public issues and foreign national concern when the federal government gets involved. The problem of non-payment is highlighted in education of skilled labor force is key to removing millions out of the cycle of poverty from and so they and secure low-income minorities out of poverty, so keeping the economy's very need for skilled workers. The countries facing limited labor pressure will be a shortage in 2008 capital continued growth of baby boom generation returns parental income associated with fewer years schooling, lower chance graduating, low college attendance. The spent lifetime earnings of the individual high school degree is almost $1 million less than an individual with college degree only 3/4 the total amount of someone with an associate's degree. The second internal link to restitution and suburbanity is key to restitution to Carrington. And a recent legislation made suburbanities available to allow introduce suburbanity and one includes crime balance allowed for victim compensatory and punitive damage if allows restitution order of the expenses of such benefits, physical and occupational therapy for lost income. Attorneys fees and criminal judgment in case and enforce like a civil damage award and monetary restitution is key to happiness bender. And any literal loss empowering that will be especially empowering for victims, social injustice for law economic defend must listen and respond to a lot of friends and parties to the court order remedies for more importantly not public knowing but they were wrong with these functions so for a lot of very important we want was don't have someplace to where the people go on their own initiative. They will always rely upon the criminal prosecution to allow us move on to its assessment rates of all legal questions about the necessity for appropriate remedies to allow must be restored to its proper role in criminal laws and effective and social justice. Struggle next observation is uniqueness. First thing denied some point is Lawrence Sharman 6 Supreme Court Lawrence 6 was able to President Bowers with the court's change the state laws and recognition of its constitutional protections. So point B is 154 cases were explicit from Spriggs in 98 through 46 1982 Supreme Court overruled 150 words by decision after part 3 overruled decision for term subpoint C is a Roberts overruled from Orange in 60. Yes, the Supreme Court reversed long state presumption in Illinois to which the Supreme Court overturned by ruling supporting the presumption blocked by Trozky. Patent misuse doctrine second is future overrules. Stenberg Dupont 6 decision now 6 years old to be directly on point case we set 5 for Justice Kennedy Rowe given to December behavior false stated with a 5th vote and the court will overrule Stenberg.
Okay, your fine text says literally the United States Supreme Court should overrule U.S. v. Morrison on Commerce Clause grounds.
United States v. Morrison, yeah.
What does that mean?
We read a piece of SCAP evidence in the 1AC that indicates that Morrison said the economic and non-economic standard is a move away from the both as direct indirect standard.
Okay, but do you like how does the court know, or like if a future
It would
Congress clause
overturn that
case come up,
standard.
based on only your plain text, how would it be adjudicated?
Based on what congressional statute, in the context of the environment, it would.
Yeah, like let's say a random congressional statute came up under your overrule,
Our piece of
how would
evidence,
that now be
our
evaluated?
piece of evidence indicates that these environmental statutes were not struck down under Lopez because they passed.
I know, but I'm asking you specifically how your plain text affects future Commerce Clause jurisprudence.
That's what I'm trying to answer.
There's
Lopez would have economic, non-economic. Morrison has direct, indirect. We would overturn the direct, indirect standard, and we have a piece of evidence that indicates that environmental statutes would be upheld under the Lopez precedent.
Your first advantage about gender,
Yeah.
why is it good to bring women in the public arena?
We don't think that we think women should have the choice to do whatever they want to do. We think that it's messed up that the state has divided a line where women cannot access the court in some areas.
Assuming that you open up the public-private dichotomy, which is the internal link to your advantage, why is giving women access to the public necessarily good?
Because we think women should be able to choose what they want to do.
Okay, so
And
it's
have
just a
access to the
choice,
law.
it's not necessarily that public is good.
Women can find
I
liberating.
mean, all your McKinnon,
Hold on. Look,
if
women
you've read
can-
any of McKinnon's work, it's pretty specific that bringing
You're
women
right,
in
I have
the
read
public
some of
sphere is
McKinnon's work,
good.
but
Okay.
women can find libertary potential if they choose to in the court. That's our argument.
Okay, what's your internal link to these keystone species that you'll be able to say?
We read a piece of evidence that indicates the ESA saves keystone species. Give me,
Like, is the ESA exist now and it will be overruled unless we do your plan?
yeah, we didn't read a piece of evidence on this question, but our argument is that lower courts often aren't enforcing, and the Army Corps of
So
Engineers often aren't enforcing the ESA.
right now we are protecting endangered species.
No, well, in
The
some ways,
ESA exists right now, so
there's two internal links to our
what's
advantage.
the
The first-
time frame for court overrule of ESA?
Hold on, there's two internal links to our advantage. The first one isn't in our 1AC, but will be our argument. It is that the Army Corps of Engineers is not enforcing the ESA. The second one
Okay,
is
so how does your plan make the Army Corps of Engineers?
Because we create a clear standard of what can.
So the Army Corps of Engineers cares what the Supreme Court says about the Commerce
They
Clause?
care if they will no longer get paid if they enforce
Okay.
Section 9 of the
Is
ESA.
the internal impact to your last advantage happiness?
Yeah.
Why is happiness important?
Because we don't think people should be forced to be unhappy.
Do you read
I like-
any,
I like
do you read any
happiness.
justification for why happiness is good other than what I see?
No,
Okay. And why is rethinking will never solve?
because that evidence indicates that when we try to come up with solutions that are not pragmatic, or the idea that people can just automatically change their minds and have some influence.
Right, that evidence is about fragmenting, can I ask another question?
Well,
That
I
evidence
answered
is
your
about
question.
fragmenting coalitions, right?
No, that evidence.
If there's any, your tag says we
No,
should not rethink
no,
because it
that
will
evidence
break up
indicates that when we
coalitions.
create individual solutions that are focused on the state, MNCs control those people.
You still have 13 seconds.
Oh, we did.
Cheater.
So does that
Mine,
like,
it wasn't mine, I had 14. Go ahead, sorry.
so are we allowed to basically critique the way that you represent the world?
What?
Like under your framework, I guess, of
Probably
rethinking is
not.
what constitutes rethinking?
Probably
No?
not.
Okay.